guys, welcome back again to Zena Stitches. My name is Sharon in case you are seeing me for the first time. So today we'll be learning the basic bodies, how to draft the basic body, and we'll also be learning what the basic body is. So the question is, what is a basic body? It's the upper torso of a body with or without a sleeve or a collar. If it's cut accurately, it can then be developed into a jacket, into a jumpsuit, a top, a shirt, into a coat or a waistcoat. You can do this simply by tightening, by shortening, by enlarging, by widening the construction of the paper pattern. Without further delay, let's move into the drafting. I'll be working with the following measurements. So the first thing is to input my shoulder measurement, which is 15 inches. So 15 inches divided by 2 will give me 7.5 inches. So I'll mark my 7.5 here. Then from the 7.5 inches, I will come down 1 inch as a shoulder slope, because our shoulder is not totally straight. Is slanted, so come in by 1 inch for our shoulder slope. Then I'll be taking the neck width of 3 inches by 3 inches, which is the standard measurement. You can work around your measurement. You don't have to take 3 inches by 3 inches. But since I'll be keeping to get my armhole length now, the 7.5 inches I input here, which is my shoulder measurement divided by 2, I'll be coming down from my shoulder slope. I came down from my shoulder slope by 1 inch, and then from that 1 inch I will input the 7.5 inches as my shoulder depth divided by 2, 7.5 inches. Then my chest line, I'll measure here to make sure it's corresponding. 7.5 inches. Adding this line into 2, which is my 7.5 inches, divided by 2 will give me 3.75. So I'll mark my 3.75. I'm going to work by 0.5 inches. That's to bust point, and my shoulder to bust point is 11 inches. Then from my shoulder to my waist, which is my front body's length, it's 17 inches. So mark it in multiple places to correspond. Then square up to my leg. Get my dart, I will divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2, and my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 4 inches. So I will mark my 4 inches. I'll mark my 4 inches here too, to get a straight line. So I'll come down 1 inch from my bust point, which is known as the apex. So I'll come down 1 inch from my apex point, which is my bust point, and then take half an inch at both sides for like that. So I took half an inch at both sides, and then I'll connect the 1 inch I came down to meet the half inch at both sides. So now we input my circumference. My bust divided by 4 is 9 inches. So I'll mark it as my chest line here, 9 inches. And then my waist divided by 4 is 7.5 inches plus 1 inch we took for our dart, and that will give us 8.5 inches. Then we'll connect it from the 9 inch to the 8.5 inches to the waist measurement. So here is the chest line, here is the bust point line, and here is our waist line, that. The difference between our back half length and our front half length, so that's what we use to get our bust dart. The difference between my back half length and my front half length is 2 inches. My front half length is 17 inches and my back half length is 15 inches. So from my bust point, I'll come down by 2 inches. Then connect it to my apex point. So at my bust point, I came down by 2 inches. I'll be connecting it to my bust point, to my apex. Bust dart. I will have the same measurement at this side to fit with my back measurement. So that's basically out this pattern. I will teach you how to close the bust dart. But before then, let us move to the back. First, I mark 1 inch here for my zipper extension, which is the zipper allowance. So here is the zipper allowance. The next thing to do is to input our shoulder measurement, which is our shoulder divided by 2, and mine gave me 7.5 inches. So I'll be marking the 7.5 inches here from the 1 inch we took for the zipper extension. And then right where I put my shoulder measurements, I'll be coming down 1 inch as my shoulder slope, neck width of 3 inches like we did for the front. I'll be taking the neck depth of 1 inch because this pattern is standard. You can modify it later when we are using it for a male purse. So now I'll connect it from my shoulder slant to my shoulder width. Then I'll connect the neckline. Now we input my armhole measurement divided by 2, which is 7.5 inches. So I'll mark the 7.5 inches here, then cross check to make sure it corresponds. This one is 7.5 inches tall. Then I will be squaring it out with this armhole. Now from our shoulder, we'll get our back half length. The shoulder to waist measurement is 15 inches for the back half length. That's it, 15 inches. To get my dart like we did for the front, I divided my nipple to nipple circumference by 2, and which gave me 4 inches. So I'll mark my 4 inches here again to get a straight line. And then I'll be taking 0.5 inches at both sides, which is ½ inch on both sides. And then for my back dart length, I'll be going as long as 6 inches. You can even take it to your chest line, but I'll be working with 6 inches. Then I'll connect it to the ½ inch I took at both sides. So now to get the armhole curve, so I'll divide my armhole measurement by 2, which gave me 3.75, and from that 3.75 I will be curving it. So this is it for the back armhole. Now we input my circumference, which is my bust measurement divided by 4, which gave me 9 inches. And then my waist circumference divided by 4, which gave me 7.5 inches, plus the 1 inch we took for that, and that's 8.5 inches. And then we'll be connecting it from our bust point waist, and that's it. We are also done with the bag. So let me quickly teach you how to close this dart once you cut out your pattern. You take from the up, you bring it down to meet the 2 inches like this. As you can see now, the lines are no longer corresponding, so we'll straighten the line again from our bust measurements to our waist measurement. We'll be using a tracing wheel to trace it out so that we can see what's reflected at the other end. So you open it up, see now, we would have gotten short of fabric if we didn't close our darts before cutting it out. Reshape again, and then cut it out. This is our bust dart. So that's the bust dart. Now we can cut out our pattern. And then we'll close our waist dart too before cutting through. Just like we did for the bust dart. We square it out again. Yes, we are done with our patterns. This is the front pattern and it should be cut on fold. That's my center front, should be cut on fold. That's what I wrote, cut on fold there. And then this is our back pattern, should be cut 2 pieces. That is it with the basic bodies. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, comment, tell us what you want to see next on this channel. And if you are a first timer, please click the subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified once we post new video. Thank you very much. I'll see you on my next tutorial. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe.